What is going on, guys? Poketism here, back with another market update video. If you like the content, consider dropping a like, maybe even a comment saying SpaghettiOs, and to subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And for our based and beta comments of the day, our base comment goes to Blake Morgan, who says, "There are 3 strawberries in the letter R." Thank you very much for that base comment. I agree. And then for our beta comment of the day, we have Levi, who says, "First Sketty." So thank you for being the first comment, but no, that's not SpaghettiOs. So you get the beta comment of the day. Make sure you guys drop your based and beta comments below, and maybe you'll be featured in the next video. All right, so let's jump into it here. So I want to cover a few cards and then go over some sealed price movement. So today, we're going to start off here with the Gengar Reverse Holo from Scarlet and Violet. So this was anywhere from like a $1.50 card to a $2 card for a long time. And I picked up probably about 50 of these. I have 50 of them total. When we were chilling between that price range of like anywhere from $1.95, $1.70 to $2 and change. And then during the 151 hype wave, these shot up. 132 items sold between $3 and $30. So this shot up quite quickly. So I was expecting a quick cool off. I have no plans on selling these anytime soon. So, I didn't take advantage of this liquidity here. It was fine because I'm a big Gengar fan. I like to hoard the Gengars. And then we dropped down here to about $4 a card. Let's see, last sales $6.50, $6.50, $11.92, $9.95, or sorry, $6.95, and $12. So this card has once again dipped below $12, and then it looks like we're seeing a little bit of a consistency here with the volume. No like significant drop-offs. So I think some people have realized that this card is pretty valuable, and I will show you why here in a moment. So at these price points, I think under $10 is a great opportunity to pick up this card. But when you're picking these cards up, you need to double check to make sure that they are PSA 10 contenders. Now, the reason why I say this is that we have had recent sales for this Reverse Holo Gengar at $1,000. Another one at $749.99, $1,500, but a deal was made. And then look at this. We actually, this was back February 11th for $206. So this card is hard to grade. Let's see if we can pull up the pop reports for one of these here. So 113 are in PSA 10, and 431 are in the total PSA population. So basically, this card has a 25% chance to gem, roughly. Maybe a little bit more than that. But I thought that was very interesting. So if you can find a clean copy of this under $10, that could potentially 10. That's quite the return there. So definitely keep your eyes open for this card. And then now the Burger Chew. So this hit the spotlight back in that September run-up. And I actually purchased some during this run-up around the $35 to $40 mark. We peaked up from anywhere to $55 to $80, and then we just have been dropping. Got all the way down to $23 to $29 a card, and then we have slowly been trickling up here in price. Let's take a look at the most recent sales. We got 25, 33, 34, 34, 31. So this card's starting to pick up steam again. I was at a card show with my girlfriend, and she managed to get a graded PSA 10 of this card for $60. So it seems that a lot of people who bought these and graded them and held on to them too long, now they are exiting, and then people are picking up these slabs at pretty decent prices. Now, keep in mind, there are a lot of these in circulation. So I don't imagine these being too expensive, but if this is something that you wanted, now is not a bad time to pick one up. We saw PSA 10 here for $95, 68, 79, 75, 80, 86, 96. I honestly think if you can get this below $90 or even below $80, that's not a bad deal. I think the downside risk is minimal. This does have some pretty insane history behind it. If you are not aware, the Burger Chew ended up resulting in a lot of wasted food because people would just go to McDonald's and buy a ton of food just to get as many of these promos as they could. And it ended up in a huge food waste. So McDonald's, I believe, ended the promo early. So, kind of a sad story behind it, but it is a part of Pokemon history. And I think finding this slab under $90 or $80 is not a bad deal. All right, let's take a look here at the perfect order card prices here. So surprisingly, we do have Mega Zygarde EX, the gold card, leading ahead of all the illustration rares here. So I think that is quite interesting. The Mega Zygarde sitting around $135. The Meowth coming in third at around $134. It's possible these two will be competing for second place here. And then we got our trainer card here, Rosa's Encouragement, sitting at around $100. And Mega Starmie EX, $83.17. And Mega Clefable EX, $78.37. Is that a full art or... no, it's a special illustration rare. The other Clefairy is an illustration rare. For some reason, I thought this was a special illustration rare, but I honestly think that maybe you guys, maybe it's a little cut off on my screen, so I'll pull it up here. I think that this one looks better than the other card. And we'll have to see if these prices cool off as time goes on. Where did our list go here? Let's sort by high to low. There we go. So yeah, I mean this one doesn't look as cool to me, but I'm sure for our cute card collectors out there, that they will love this one for sure. Now, the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box, still cooling off. We've had quite a volume spike here, buy on release. Let's take a look at most recent sales, 135, 139, 137, 132, 137. I'm going to say it again, Pokemon exclusive products are highly sought after. So over time, I think this will appreciate in value. And if you can get it under $140, I think that that's a fantastic deal. So we'll be keeping an eye on this as it continues to go down here. I've already picked up mine, so maybe we might consider picking up another one as we find a price floor. But I do see these appreciating over time just due to the exclusivity. Now, regular ETBs are now below $80 for perfect order. Let's take a look at the sales here. 77, 78, 78, 78. Pretty much all selling for around $78. There's one selling for $74.98 with $3 shipping. This is not too bad if you want a little bit of exposure to the set or if you just want to crack some packs. I think that $78 for an ETB is kind of unheard of in today's modern. So it's clear that the community is not a big fan of this set as far as the collectors go. But from what I hear, the people who actually play the TCG, this is quite a good set for them. Perfect Order booster boxes still hovering around that $200 mark. Let's take a look at the most recent sales. 208, 199, 205, 208, 227. I also mentioned this recently, but if you can get this under $200 a box, I think it's a fantastic deal. Put it into a acrylic case or a plastic case, put it in the tub and forget about it. I have no doubt that this will at least be like a $250 box as booster boxes start to become more sparse out in the wild. But I have a feeling it might take a bit to get to that time, as the demand for this set isn't necessarily as high as some of the other sets out there, like Ascended Heroes, for example. And speaking of which, we got to take a look at the regular ETB. So yesterday we were having sales below 120, even down to the 110s or 115s. And if we look today, we are climbing right back up. So that little drop there was eaten up by the community. So now we're at 125, 124, 124, 124, 128. So still continuing to push up higher and higher. It's just ridiculous. I don't think we're ever going to see that $100 mark again, but hopefully I'm wrong about that. And we got to take another look at the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Box. Volume has been slowly decreasing over time as the price has been going up, but we're getting sales close to that $400 mark again at $389, $394, $385, $377, and $389. Still continues to just perform like crazy. So 17 sold between $372 and $396. Holy moly. Now this one here is quite exciting. The Prismatic Booster Bundle has touched $80 once again, which brings it back to its all-time highs here. There was one that sold for $84.95, but we also have had one sell for $89.98. So recent sales, we're looking all pretty much at red $80, just 5 cents short of $80. And I was saying that $60 to $70 was a good range to continue to accumulate these, and that I stopped picking them up because it was outside of my price range. Now look at it go. It was just a matter of time before these prismatic bundles start to tear. Now the question is are we going to consolidate and chop sideways around the $80 mark, or are we going to come back and retest these levels? Are we going to get another massive print wave of these booster bundles? Only time will tell. But it's fantastic to see that the booster bundles are performing quite well. A lot of these specialty sets across the board, their cards, their sets, the sealed product, all of it is just going up. Crazy time to be alive in the Pokemon market. Thanks for watching today's update video, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Hiya!